All right, bright and early Friday morning. We flew into Chicago last night for the Fretboard Summit. Our good buddy Jason Verlinde of Fretboard Journal has been doing this for years, so we finally made the trip. We're bringing you guys with us. I'm speaking on a panel today. Tyler's down here. He's doing a panel tomorrow on vintage repair, restoration, and a lot of heavy hitters here. All the oracles of the industry have either a booth or a cool discussion panel. We're really excited to be here. Goes from today till Sunday, so it's gonna be a packed video. We're gonna try to give you guys kind of the Reader's Digest of Fretboard Summit in Chicago. All right, we just rolled up. I'm already running into familiar faces. We're into Ron Artis.
What's up?
Man, he's playing. You're playing tomorrow at 4.
Playing tomorrow at 4, yep.
You're picking up a guitar from Santa Cruz, right? Like a new custom guitar?
Yes, they're gonna do like an unveiling possibly later today, so I'm really stoked about it.
Oh man, well we're gonna try to cover that too. We're like overwhelmed, so much stuff is going on, but this is a good start running to Ron, and yeah man, let's have some fun, right?
I will ramble for a little bit, but there's a point to all this. I'm Jason Verlinde. Hopefully some of you know who I am.
Jason just did the welcoming remarks. It was awesome. They previewed a cool documentary they did with Ben Harper. It's already just so many familiar faces and cats I've been meaning to meet, so it's gonna be fun and packed. So let's jump in there and get the day going.
So Fretboard Journal started, as you know, 2005, almost 20 years ago. Do all these interviews, meet all these amazing people, meet all these amazing players and collectors and luthiers, and somewhere along the line it's like, well, I get to be a fly on the wall, as you guys are now, at all these amazing collections and hearing people's stories. Why can't the general public do that? So we started the first Fretboard Summit incarnation in 2015, and we tried really hard to just get our favorite people. We took over a hotel. We did that 2 years, and let me just say, for anybody out there who throws a festival or anything, it's like friggin' expensive. It's really hard to take over a place. There's insurance, you gotta rent gear, you have to rent stages. So I kind of shelved the idea after 2 years of that, and then in the COVID lockdown, the Old Town School of Folk Music, this incredible multi-building complex with 2 stages, dozens of classrooms, thousands of students every week come through this place, reached out and they're like, do you want to do your guitar thing here? It was like a sign from above. It was crazy. And so this is our 3rd year. It's our biggest year yet. I'm so glad you guys are here. And basically the deal is every day on the hour, there are multiple workshops, panel discussions, live podcast tapings, interactive things people can do, as well as go guitar shopping. We've got 80 brands here. You can go meet all the people from those brands. You can nerd out if you want. And then at night, we take over both stages and we bring out some of our favorite artists. You can't do it all. There's no way you could see it all. You walk around every hallway, every room, and every nook and cranny of both buildings is filled with either guitar installations or exhibitors. And then every space where we can cram a big enough crowd, we've got a lecture, a talk, something interesting going on. We are 3 hours into this. We've already had a surprise appearance by Ben Harper, as well as Roseanne Cash, who was joining her husband, John Leventhal. Last year, I roped our friend Bill Frisell into leading a guitar orchestra. We had 50 dudes and gals playing guitar alongside with Bill. This year we've got Blake Mills and Joe Henry and Colin Hay and Valerie June and a whole bunch of other people. Truly overwhelming. And even at the 0 hour, like Dr. Molly Miller was calling and going like, I'm coming, do you want me to play? So like we found a place for her to play. Totally. And that's kind of the embarrassment of riches. And it is hard because it's not a typical guitar show. It's super hard for us to market this thing. Yeah. We have our faithful Fretboard Journal people who come year after year. But it is super hard because people are like, well, wait, is it like a vintage show? Or is it like summer camp? And we're like, yeah, it's kind of everything.
So many of you know Shelby from running the floor and probably many hats at Chicago Music Exchange. Then he went out, ventured off, did his own thing, started making black bobbin guitars. As soon as I saw that, I called them on the way to the shop, ordered 2. They were amazing, they sold super quick. How this has evolved, I mean, different shapes of guitars and types, baritones, and Now you've got the Lockhorn stuff coming on. I mean, what's been changed in the last couple of years since you've left CME and doing your own thing?
Yeah, the past year really tried to, came to this event as just a retailer. Like snuck in, I kept on telling people like somehow I've made my way into this room where all these people have made these incredible guitars. Really as an imposter in some regard. And this past year, but this past year really set sight on like doing a lot more assembly in-house, and Benny is an incredible local builder and has helped me navigate that world kind of as a mentor. Just taking on way more assembly in-house, both the Jazz Masters and then now our Fantone, which is being made 100% in Chicago. It's a big story I'm excited to tell, you know, as a native here. Thinking about the Harmony K Silvertone story and how the city of Chicago isn't that great at perpetually telling that.
Yeah.
There's an old warehouse down the street from my shop that I kept riding my bike past, and it was one of the Harmony factories that has like no notation whatsoever that it once was like, you know, the largest manufacturer of musical instruments on the planet until the 70s.
Gosh.
And so it just got me started to think about this Chicago story of,
how to honor that.
Yeah, of musical manufacturing, and that's what led me to the Fantone design. It's like,
dude, that is so cool, man. I mean, you're a figurehead in the guitar world, but also everybody knows you're rooted here. Such a cool thing for you to take on, and so worthy of that, man. These look amazing, dude.
Thank you
very,
so much.
very cool.
I'm really excited about them.
We've got a special guest today, someone I've known since the day I was born, Mr. Rick Hines. Rick's like an honorary boon. He's, him and my dad have been playing in bands forever, and now a member of Emerald City Guitars. He's awesome. I'm sure some of you have seen him down there, but he flew out for the Chicago Summit, so he's gonna be around for all the shenanigans we're getting into, but yeah, man, let's do it. Starting this panel off, I just got to meet Lily from Elderly Music, one of the most important music stores in the United States of America. Opened up in what, 72? Yeah, hell yeah. She's taking the reins, so yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We have no idea what we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna
have
yak.
some idea.
Yeah.
We have some idea.
I spoke on a panel today, the future of vintage guitars and vintage music stores. Is really cool. Got to meet Lily, who took over Elderly Music, a legendary shop that's been around forever, and she's so cool. So it was really inspiring to do that with her and kind of bridge those conversations and kind of like what that next chapter looks like for the next generation of vintage guitars and vintage retail. We're gonna go back, see some music, kind of just relax. Our responsibilities are kind of done, so we're gonna chat with some folks. Tomorrow, Tyler has a panel. We're gonna dive into some cool interviews, but really cool day. Really excited about this whole deal. We're gonna go grab some food and go catch some shows. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it.
You're on the main floor. Please use the outer side doors. At the request of your neighbors, please help us maintain a no-blow zone by silencing your cell phones and putting them away so you can enjoy the show in real time.
All right, Saturday, we just got here, got coffeeed up. It's gonna be a long day of a bunch more cool exhibits, and Tyler's got a panel in a little bit that I'm excited to check out. Yeah, man, what are your thoughts on today?
Yeah, about 15 minutes. We're gonna sit down for a really cool guitar repair panel with TJ Thompson, Mark Stutman, Trevor Healy, and Evan Gluck, and myself. Just crazy heavy hitters in that industry. And we're just gonna sit down and talk repairs, and I'm excited about it. I am, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be running around. I feel bad for Ken. He's gonna be chasing us with the camera all day, but yeah, let's start it up.
All right, so we just finished up the repair panel. It turned out really, really well. It was a super fun time. It was led by Evan Gluck, a New York repair guy who's so, so good. We were joined by a surprise guest, actually, Joe Glazer, Nashville legend, an amazing tech. We talked kind of philosophy and our attitudes behind repair, not so much technical. It was just a really cool perspective. Everybody had a great time.
I loved it. It was all the oracles, like literally the top of the mountain as far as repair, luthier. It looked like the Last Supper, last setup. Yeah. No, it was amazing, man. I was so proud of T, seeing him up there with like guys that I've known my entire life. I got a lot out of that, man. That was cool to see, you know, that whole culture and what they're up against. It's so different from shop floor to repair shop, and kind of that intersection being able to hear some of these guys' voices, which all have the same, I mean, you guys are going through the same shit, man. It was so cool. But yeah, it doesn't get better than that, man. That was awesome. So we're gonna go find some people, track them down for some interviews, get their insight on day 2 of the summit. But nice job, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here with Mike Dickerson of Martin Guitars.
This is our custom shop wall, and the first one there, the M, it's a M body shape, but it's a 12 fret guitar, and it's made out of a wood from Central America called Barbarzoleta, and it's we'll get the glam shot. I mean, look at that, right?
Amazing.
I've been with Martin 33 years.
Wow.
Started out in the sawmill and worked through a variety of positions, and now I'm the wood buyer. Yeah.
How amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I'm sure that's taking you all over the world, right?
I have been in 27 different countries. Yeah, all over. If trees grow there, I've probably visited, yes.
Wow, man.
Yeah. 3 weeks ago, I was in Brazil looking at mahogany. Before that, I was in Guatemala looking at cedar and mahogany. And then I've been to Spain twice, India recently, Africa a couple times in the last year. So most of it's looking for the new wood. But yeah, if we get a phone call about some guy that's got a stock, I mean, it's never going to be enough to build 1,000 guitars, or even sometimes it's not enough to build 100 guitars. But if there's, you know, we can do a small custom run of 25 guitars. If it looks good and it's right and it's got all the right paperwork and the guy can prove its provenance, yeah, we buy it from time to time. Okay. Yeah, you have to look at the wood, and it's not always just the figure; it's the way the grain runs. There's this weird, we call it chatoyance. This is myrtle. It's not as highly flamed, but we could tell when you see the wood and the grain is running the right direction, and you can't tap tone a board.
Yeah.
You get none of it. But there's just a certain look that a piece of wood that after, there again, I've been 30 plus years, I've learned to look at and go, yeah.
Well,
and then there's other pieces of wood you look at and go, no, that one needs to go to the side.
So there's got to be like a feel, right? And
yes.
Someone who's been doing it for 35 years, you're the guy that goes, yeah, this is a good one. This is not.
And the person who taught me, the lady who taught me, had been at Martin 40 years.
What was her name?
Her name was Linda Davis Wallen. The great thing about Martin Guitar, we have one foot in the future with, you know, the SC13 and cool custom shop models, and then we have one foot in the past because we're constantly like, you know, there's basically a copy of a 1937 D28. So you got one foot in the future, one in the past.
That's amazing what you just said too. I mean, for someone in your position, it wasn't like you worked a bunch of guys who've been there for 2 years, 5 years. It went from her to you, collectively 70 years. That is legacy, man. That's so cool. Mike, I really appreciate a few minutes,
no
man.
problem,
Thank you so much.
You're
Huge
welcome.
fans. We love you guys. Really cool to be here. All right, we finally were able to mingle back with Ron Ortiz. Dude, I met this cat over 10 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
You did a performance in the shop. I think you came out to Boone's house. Dude,
Yeah,
you guys stay out there,
we
the whole
hung out,
family?
we like ate, barbecued. Yeah, your family could cook.
Dude, you're such a special guy. Your whole family exudes that, dude. All about love, music. Your story is, dude, I have chills talking about it right now. He's a legend, and I haven't seen him in person for a while, and of course ran into him day one. So, Santa Cruz, one of the most celebrated guitar brands ever. Shop is obsessed with them. We carry them gladly. We're not a dealer, but when they come in, we're like, they're just amazing pieces. They built a signature custom model for Ron. I haven't seen it. We tried to do the reveal yesterday, but he's like, people in an entourage.
Absorbed.
But dude, let's see it, man. All right, we're gonna pop it. Ready?
Yes. Here we go.
Go, go, go.
Boom. So it's based on a dreadnought, and I feel pretty lucky, man. Richard Hoover himself was a major part of building this guitar. It's part of their Burn Ash. I hope I'm saying that right. You can check online. It's their collection. It's like hundreds of years old. East Indian rosewood. It's a collection that they had, and they built this for me. The number 49 on the back here is why this guitar is so important to me. That's the year my dad was born, and my dad's no longer with us, unfortunately. And I was touring around playing his guitar, and it really started to take some road wear. And I had to make the heartbreaking choice to not tour with it anymore.
Yeah.
And I ended up speaking with them, and they were like, hey, let us look at your guitar and let us see like how we can make you like your dream instrument. And they built this bad baby, man. And I was in tears yesterday, and I'm still getting choked up talking about it because it's like, I named him yesterday. His name's Pops. So really an homage to my dad, and I'm gonna be performing today at 4 o'clock, and that'll be the first concert on this instrument.
Oh,
yeah, I can't wait, dude.
So special.
It's got coil wood bindings.
It's stunning.
And Adirondack top. I just love it, man. I love it.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
So deserved.
Bro, you're standing here. I want you to be the second person that I've let like strum it. Come on, let's do it. Come
Ready?
on.
Well, I'm lefty, so I gotta flip it up.
Do it,
down,
do it.
right?
Come on, go Hendrix style. Yes, sir. This is beautiful.
God, you can feel that in the back.
You can feel it. That was the main part. Dude, that was the main part for me, is like, I wanted to be able to, like, when you play it, you can feel the power kind of going into your chest. And they, like...
Look at how, I mean, God,
I love the fret nuts, too. They cut no corners, man.
Look at that guard. It's all rounded like old school. Congrats, dude. So awesome, and such a great story.
I am honored. I feel unworthy of such a beautiful instrument.
You're worthy, man.
So, come on, man.
Ran into one of my favorite guys from the West Coast, everyone's favorite amp builder, Chris Benson.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, dude? Man, a lot's happened since we did a little video with you. You had, well, your factory nearly caught fire from the next door tenant. But let's go to some of the good stuff that happened. Blake Mills playing a Benson amp last night.
Oh, yeah.
Was that kind of a surreal thing?
That was totally surreal. I was, saw him on the poster, and I was, man, it'd be so cool if, he's usually playing the nylon string.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool if he played some electric through one of my amps, and that was kind of like my hope for this weekend. It's a dream come true,
So cool.
Because, and he did. So he played through a 112 bell ringer. And it was really amazing just to hear.
What's the bell ringer again?
So that is like our 35 watt power scaling combo. We have the tube that does the power scaling.
Really?
So it goes down to like 1 watt.
Oh my God. Well, throw me down for a couple when you get back home, man.
Deal.
So you've been here before, right?
Yeah, I came last year.
Okay. This is a cool deal, man. I mean, we were talking about it, like, it's so intentional. It's just like a good vibe.
Yeah, really impressed. Something for everyone, so.
We knew you were coming, man. Again, we have all the love for you and your company, dude. And
thanks, man.
Yeah, just
you
appreciate
too.
you, dude.
You too.
Love you, man.
You too.
Got some fun. Thanks, Chris. All right, this is kind of a special synapse, if you will, for me. I got to meet Lily Werbin, who is taking over the reins of her family business, Elderly Instruments, who are such a respected shop. I mean, 1972, opened the doors, been going. I mean, since I was a kid, I've heard that name, seen it in magazines. It's a little bit of a voyage, cleaning up the mess of an old small business, right?
It's a new era. You got to make it yours and make sure everybody is like ready to be in a new era.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
So for you, when you came out to the summit specifically, is it just kind of, I mean, are you looking at brands, or are you just here to be like, I'm gonna get plugged in, meet the people that are kind of in this world and industry, and kind of just like, what was kind of your mission and takeaway?
It's a little of both. I think like in an environment like this, you get to know the builders and the brands in a different light than like some of the bigger shows or the smaller shows or festivals. And so like I come to network to make sure that I know what's on the market and, staying in touch with those who are in the back end of the music in a way. We don't get a lot of highlighting.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to kind of be in the midst of all of that. It's a different vibe. It's cool. I think this is a really cool thing to do.
It is. So cool to meet you.
It's really nice to meet
We're
you.
gonna I know we have some bridges that we'll get together.
We're doing shop visits.
I know.
We'll
do some All right. I was probably looking forward to this moment more than anything else this weekend because I've been in talks with Molly for years. I bought some gear from you back and forth, but we've actually never met in person.
I know.
So you played earlier.
Yeah.
Did you come out just for that? Or are you doing like?
So I came out, I'm doing a little master class tomorrow morning on chord melody.
Yeah.
So like the art of chord melody stuff. fundamentals.
That's where Dr. Molly Miller comes
That's
into
with the
play.
doctor, yeah. And then and I jammed this morning with Andy Powers of Taylor Guitars and Powers Electric, and it was so fun.
Yeah, I saw those guitars yesterday. They kind of blew my mind.
They're
really
sick.
cool. I know, the little knobs, I just want to eat.
I know! Yeah, I actually played one of those guitars all summer with Jason, and I love them.
Cool.
Yeah.
And is this your first year coming here? Have you been
Yes!
really?
I've been watching this on the internet for many, many moons.
Yeah.
And so when Jason asked if I wanted to come out, I was like, duh.
Yep.
Is it your first time here too?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I feel this is like whatever. My favorite parts of NAMM are right here.
Yeah.
But just like minus the convention center.
I know. It's like a little like happy fort. I bounce around back and forth. But all right, so you're coming to the shop in September finally for the first time, which is so cool. We're gonna do some videos. But up until then, what does like the next month look like for you? I guess I'll see you on like the 8th or something?
It's 8. It's like just a couple weeks
yeah.
away.
Cool.
I'm playing the national anthem at the Padres game.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then I have my little mini trio tour. So we got Berkeley and Portland and then Seattle. Yeah, but it's like honestly like not that much time, and I start teaching at USC next week's our first day.
Wow.
So I'm kind of just like, tour ended last week and now I'm like diving headfirst into my other parts of my life.
Well, it's crazy here. It's like a tornado, and I'm trying to chase down all my buddies for a quick chat, but I was able to snag this guy for a few minutes, Matt Cowler of Gibson. He just did an awesome panel and discussion on Chicago's influence on early Gibson and kind of future and what's a whole thing, dude. It was so well done and very thoughtful. All right, we had to stop by Rock and Roll Vintage while at the summit. It was only a 13-minute walk away.
If you need a synth, if you need some weird esoteric effect pedal, this is the shop you go to. And cool guitars, always.
All right, let's see if we walk off the summit. Yes to that. Hey guys. I love this shop. What do you think, Matt? Anything catching your eye?
Yeah, I mean, cornet. It's always cool to see.
Oh, where is it? Oh yeah.
Got the Olive Burst Sorrento, the short headstock. This is the killer value. I'm trying to figure out if this truss rod cover is original. I'm gonna go with probably not. It's like a weird 5-ply. It's the right shape. But I really like the guitar though. That's a cool guitar. Let's see if they have the case. So the buy of the store, in my opinion, is this Broadway. It's had some work done. It's a full refin. It had another knob at some point in its life. It plays great, crazy super thin neck. This guitar is circa 1960. Has the transitional headstock veneer, which is from Epiphone, New York. So you know it's early. You add up to some of the parts, it's worth way more than its price tag of 1,500 bucks. So I'd say that's a steal for somebody. So I think I grabbed this one within 5 seconds of seeing the wall of guitars, but negotiated a little bit, and it's gonna be sent to Nashville. So I'm excited to add that to my collection.
I just picked the two most colorful shredder guitars.
The most pink.
Dude, a lefty, and then this has a hole on it, signed by AC/DC, which is kind of funny, just like cool, on Pink Jackson, why not, you know? Thank you so much,
Thanks,
man. And give me a breakdown, like how, I heard that you were second floor of a building a while ago, right?
Yeah, we were started in 2004 in a little neighborhood about 5 blocks away.
Okay.
No
so
sign, hidden. Mostly because we just didn't have the ability to handle a lot of people. And then moved here in 2015 and just totally gutted this place and made the space was pretty bad. It took us like 6 months to build it out, but the floor was buried in concrete and it was a lot of work, but people seem to like it.
Anyways, dude, thank you for a cool deal on these, man.
Yeah.
I will be back and send people these,
Awesome, yeah, we'll do business over the phone too.
Hell yeah, man.
Always.
Look it up, Rock and Roll Vintage in Chicago.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, so we just wrapped up our time here. We have to head back to Seattle for some work obligations, but we spent 2 full days in the beautiful city of Chicago. Man, what a great event, so fulfilling. Jason, hats off to you, man. You made this, you know, it was like water out of a vase. It just was perfect, the flow, the people. It was how a summit or a guitar show should be.
It exceeded all the expectations that I had for it. Just so well organized, so well planned. We had such a great time and can't wait to do it again. So.
Also, check out the website, look up Fretboard Journal. Everything that this cat does is full of passion and in the right place. Get involved if you can. Come in here. I'm coming back next year and trying to figure out a cool, creative way I can get involved just to keep this going. So check them out, and thank you again for tuning in.